Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Keenblade Ilydra combo. First of all, I'm going to try to find a match right now, and this can be done on full auto, uh, and it'll work like 90 to 95% of the time. You can also do it on manual as well, but the opponent shouldn't really want to be getting a turn, so whether you play on auto or manual, it doesn't matter. Anyway, take a look. So this is how it goes. Uh, so Glaciala uses Keenblade, turn 1, and then Ilydra uses her limit burst, which gives the party 60 CT, and with that, Runestern can now take 2 turns in a row. So he takes the first turn, he will buff, and then Glaciala will do Glaciala things like that, and then Ilydra will go and try to do some damage as well. And then Runestern will clean up whatever's left. There you go. See, with this team, I took out a level 120 team of Yuna, Gilgamesh, and Auron. And all my units are only level 99. This will work against most enemies. Let me show you how it's set up. So the hardest thing to get to pull off this combo is Rob's TMR. Which is, this item, which is called the Glinting Armor. It provides the effect of Keenblade, which increases the CT of everybody in this range by 50, added with Ildyra's Limit Burst, which gives you 60 CT if you are a level of 3. So if you're not level 99, if you're level 96 or like 87, it would work. So you don't have to be at level 99. If you have a level 87 Ildyra, it would work. But if you have a level 89 Ildyra, it will not. So make sure you stop at level that's divisible by 3. Anyway, yeah, these are the real two things that you need: the Glinting Armor and Ildyra. Everything else is you can use whatever best you have. So I'm using Glaciala, and I actually can increase her agility more by so she has currently oh sorry, this is not what I'm using. This is what I'm using. Copy and paste. Okay, so I'm using Secret Orders, but you can also use, for example, Cactuar, which is even better because it gives you 12% agility, whereas this one only gives you 10. I'll tell you later on when I'm doing the setup as to why I lowered her agility intentionally. But on top of that, I'm also using, an armor piece, an accuracy piece, not an accuracy, an accessory piece here that does not give agility, but I could have given this or something, and that would have increased her agility from 121. Well, in the not in the formation screen, but in game it's 121 right now, but I could have increased it all the way up to 125. I'll tell you later on why I stopped at 121. But anyway, the main things to do here is actually to turn off most of your skills. So you have to turn off every skill that she can cast on her first turn. So anything with a low AP cost, like this one has an AP cost of 14, so it goes off. TP skills all go off. This one could stay on, but I found out that sometimes she will get in the range of my Runestern casting a skill, so that's why I turned it off, so that she doesn't get in the way. So I turned that off, I turned this off, I turned this off. She starts with 29 AP. I've turned off everything here except for Terra Slash, because that's 30 AP. So this is the only thing that I've left on. Everything else, as you can kind of see, like here, everything else has been turned off for duel. For Ildyra, it doesn't matter. You can leave everything on because she will prioritize her Limit Burst. So, go for that. For Runestern, same thing. I turn off everything that he can cast on turn 1 except for Hazard Crusher, because Hazard Crusher is the only thing he cannot cast on turn 1. And the buff that I want him to use. So I want him to use Roar of Ruin because it gives attack and accuracy. You can also use, if you're using Runestern, you can also use Devotion if you want. But you don't have to use Runestern. You can use a different carry as well. You can use Titus, for example. But Titus doesn't have an AoE that's as big as Hazard Crusher. So Runestern is probably one of the best to use like this, especially in auto. I don't know if you probably cannot get away with Gilgamesh either, because I think his AoE skill is less than, like, he can cast it on the first turn, so he will not, it won't work like this on auto. I don't know what other good units you can. I mean, I guess you can use a unit like a magic unit, like for example Sakura, or even Yuna. But the problem with Sakura is that, like, even if you turn off everything else except for Eternal Pain, because Eternal Pain is there's no cooldown. The thing is, like, she might cast this on the first turn. Ideally, I would want her to use a buff like this on the first turn, because this would increase her magic, right? So I would want her to use this on the first turn because she gets 2 turns, and then on the second turn I would want her to use her limit burst. And sometimes if the enemies are close by, like in the match that we just had, she would just use this right away. And then her second turn, because all the other skills are probably turned off, she might go and like normal hit them, and like if they survive, that is, and you have a higher chance of failure. So it's better to not use units that start with a high AP. It's better to use units that start with a low AP. Maybe you could still pull it off with the units that start with a high AP, like Halloween Leela or something. But I haven't tested it out. I think Runestern is one of the best for this, because the buffs that he uses also increases his accuracy, and one of the main things that can stand up to this combo is evade units. So this kind of helps to negate that somewhat. So anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this for now. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to use Glaciala. You can use somebody else that can equip the Glinting Armor as well. You kind of want them to be as fast as possible. So the fastest one in the game right now is Stern, the regular Stern, not Ruin Stern, but the regular Stern. He can get up to an agility of 128 in game, whereas Glaciala can get up to 125. And then let me show you the setup. So we go into duel, we go into match battle, and then when you click free match, make sure you click party formation, and then you click initial placement, so you can place your units as you want them to. So let me see. Yep. So this is exactly how you want them to be placed. You want Glaciala in this spot, and on the very first turn she will start with 121 agility. So most units don't start that high agility. Usually they start with something less. But because she has the highest agility in the game, she will go and cast her Keenblade, because everything else has been turned off. She can't normal hit anybody because they're not in range, and she only has 28 AP, so she cannot cast the Surge Strike that you left on. So she will go and use Keenblade, and then she will go to wherever the enemy is. So that might be in one of these 4 squares, especially if they're, like, say they're in the corner instead of up over here. In the corner, she's gonna go like into one of these 2 squares up here, and here. I hope you can kind of see it, but like these squares. Anyway, it doesn't matter where she goes. Wherever she is 2 spaces from Ruinstern, giving Ilydra the perfect opportunity to go towards them and cast her LB, and both of them will be caught in it. So both of them will get an additional 60 CT. Now, the reason I intentionally lowered Glaciala's CT or agility from 125 to 121 is because I wanted to make both of these units have over 90 CT. And the reason I want that is because, let's look at the math. So both of them will get 50 CT from Glaciala with the Keenblade combo, and they will get 60 CT from Ildyra's Limit Burst. So that's 110 CT. So as long as my units have more than 90 CT, they will definitely get 2 turns in a row. So whenever Ruin's turn comes up, he can't hit anything. He's not in range to hit anything. All his skills are turned off except for Hazard Crusher. So he will go towards the enemy, assuming we're in this corner. He will go like towards the enemy somewhere around here, and he will use Roar of Ruin. That increases his attack and his accuracy. And then my other units, if they can go again, they'll go again and try to attack the enemy if they could, or they'll just move ahead. And then my Runestern gets a second turn, and he will go and use Hazard Crusher and defeat them all. He can reach anywhere on the map that the enemies can start off in. Like if my enemies start off like here in this corner or this corner, he can still reach them with Hazard Crusher. So there's no kind of escaping this. This could still kind of lose sometimes if the enemies have very high evade, but they still can't use a buff because you get to go before them. They don't get a turn. So even that has limited impact on your win rate. So you should be able to win like between 90 to 95% of your games if you have this set up. But this will only work as long as your opponent is also not using the same combo. If more people catch on to this and everybody starts using it, basically whoever has the highest agility here wins. So right now I have 121 agility. If my opponent is set up in the exact same way but has 125 agility, they will win because they get to pull off their combo first. If this becomes a match of whoever can have the highest agility, because everyone is using it now, the fastest unit in the game right now that can pull this off as a Keenblade user is Original Stern, who can get 128 agility. Assuming both of you, like you and your opponent, are using him with the max agility possible, then when the match starts, one of you will be on the left side. Whoever's on the left side, the game decides you get to go first. So at that point, there's a 50% chance of winning, I guess, if everybody starts using it. But for now, while not as many people are using it, yeah, you can farm up your medals using this combo, and you can get a very high win rate. Now, I've been playing this against auto opponents, but you can play against you can play this manually as well. You can turn that off, play it manually, and do that if you want, or whatever you want. Basically, you still win because your opponents don't really get a turn. And that's why I'm playing it on auto, because if my opponents don't get a turn anyway, what is the point, right? And I think there are a lot more people playing this on auto than in in manual, so it's just faster to find matches this way, because a lot of people are queuing as auto and they've set this option on, so it's faster to find battles this way. But if you really just want to beat players with this combo and not give them a turn, go for it. Play it on manual if you want. This combo beats so many units. As you saw, it beat the last 3 units that came aboard. Maybe it might lose to 2B if she has very high evade and you don't. But then you can kind of you can take this item out and put like an Alexandrite ring or something. I guess his agility will be a little lower. I have belts on him, but as you saw, he didn't use it. I actually turned belts off for him because he has enough AP to cast a skill with without Revitalize. So I'm only using this for the agility. But for example, like right now he has he has 96 agility. So if I give him Alexandrite ring, that 96 agility goes down to 94. So we only lose two agility by doing that, and he has an additional 40, well, not 40, but like at least additional 20 accuracy by giving this ring. And he also gets to cast a Roar of Ruin, which also gives him an additional 40 accuracy. So you can see, like, even against against evadey targets, you have a pretty high chance to win. And that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comments below. I guess the thing you have to decide if you want to pull this off is if you really want to farm for this item or not. Because I think definitely you should be getting Ilydra one way or another. She's in the Mog shop and she's the best farmer in the game that you can get that's not a limited unit, so I don't see why you wouldn't be getting her. So the cost, I guess, in terms of development is getting this piece of armor. Once you get it, you can very easily start farming from the Mog shop, which is right here. So you can start getting recipes. Where is it? This one. So you can start getting these recipes for Hermes sandals or platinum armor, and also a bunch of seals and other stuff. So anyway, that's the guide for how to pull off the Keenblade Ilydra combo. I'm going to stop talking, but I will show a series of videos where I just beat other players with this, just to show you how it works. I'm probably gonna do it in higher speed. So I'm gonna stop talking, but take a look at and see how this combo is pulled off. I'm gonna say bye now, so bye.